we will look at now our spelling curriculum for grades 2 through 5. Grades 2 through 5. They're all the same. Right here, I'm looking at a sample 2nd grade spelling book. And what is really, really exciting about this spelling book is that it goes along with their reading books. It also goes along with their Bible book. So their reading and their Bible book. And we have here, let's go ahead and look at the 4th period, 3rd week. And Mondays, it says ram, next, gave, rest, going, dry, what, story, jumped, big. Tuesday. So I think the way that they taught spelling was different. This book was originally used differently than the way I use it. We just go ahead and on the very first day, the students will do 4 of each week, the first 4 of each week, unless the teacher feels like she wants to choose some other of these words. But we do the first 4, the first 4, the first 4, and the first 4. So they will have a notebook, and they will have to write these spelling words 3 times. There's 3 times they have to write these spelling words. And the way we do it in our school is they have a choice. They can write it twice on the whiteboard. So they get to come up and write their words twice on the whiteboard and then once in their book. They can write it all 3 times in their book, or they can write it once on their whiteboard and twice in their book. But no matter which way they do it, there has to be at least 1 in their book. And then I also tell them that anything written in their book has to be written very carefully. It has to look good. It has to be the right size of letters. None of them should be capitalized unless they're supposed to be capitalized. The lowercase, if they're short letters, they have to be even, and the long letters have to be even. And if I check their spelling books when they turn them in, and if they're not written nicely, I hand them back to them and tell them to erase the ones that are not done right and write them right. And often children have a problem with their letter R's. They go down, and when they come back up, they come up too early and go out. So they look like half V's and half R's. So I always remind them, make sure you write your letter R's the right way. Come almost all the way back up and then around. And sometimes people might think that's too particular. And I used to sometimes when I was first raising my first children, I thought, oh, don't be so particular. But really, you don't have to be super, super exacting particular. But the better the child's book looks, the better they feel about their learning. They feel that it is important. They feel like they can do a good job. And so not only should they learn their spelling words, but they should learn to write them nicely. Now, along with this 4th period, 3rd week, if you go over here it says 4th period, number 4. That would be the 4th week. 4th period, number 4. There are 4 different sentences here. The teacher will pick one of these sentences that she would like them to also learn to write properly. So they have to, like, let's say the teacher picked number 1. Will 10 cents buy this kite? If we go back and look at what we were just looking at, we were doing 4th week. The word cent is already in their spelling words. And it said, will 10 cents buy this kite? Okay. Will 10 cents buy this kite? So that would be a good sentence to choose because most of the words are not in their spelling words, only cent. And this one actually says cents. So this is a good one to choose. Will 10 cents buy this kite? And when you have your spelling test on Friday, they will make sure they have to capitalize their first letter, spell all the words correctly, and put the question mark at the end. So they're a little bit learning to write sentences at the same time as spelling. Now, if you have a very intelligent child, you can do it how you like. If you're homeschooling, you can have them learn all the words, and you can have them learn all 4 sentences. But in our school, just generally we do 12 words. 4 out of each, that'd be 16 words. And they write them. So they write these 3 times a day. This is every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They write them 3 times every day, but they only write their dictation exercise, their sentence, 1 time every day. So by the end of the week, they'll have written their spelling words 12 times and their dictation sentence 4 times. And then on Friday, they will have their spelling test, and we do test all of the words and the sentence. We don't just choose some of the words. We test all of the words that they were learning, the 16 words that they were learning. So what I really like about these spelling things is that they go along with the stories, as I said before. So I'm going to show you. In 4th period, 4th week, it says 13, 111. I don't know what the 13 means, but I know what 111 means. And that means page 111 in the 2nd grade reading book, True Education, Reader 2. So as we look here, you will find the word cent right there, and the word every right there. And where's the word only? Somewhere in here is probably the word only. Oh, maybe it's over here. I'm not sure. Somewhere in this. Oh, there it is. Only. Only right there. And probably who is in here. So what we do, there it is, who right there. So what we get to do during spelling class, when you call them up for their spelling, they'll also get to bring, this is the first day, the first day that you teach your spelling class, you will call them up with their book and their spelling book, and you will say, okay, let's look up, let's find these words. And so they get to, oh, they love this. They open up their books and they find page 111, and they get to find the word every, and they get to find the word cent. And so now they're connecting their spelling words with their reading books. It says page 112 here. You can find toy, buy, find, and kites. And that is right there. You can see that here on page 112. Kites, buys, and they get to go through and find all these words. Page 113, it says there's those words. And on page 114 would be these words. There's the word stuff, just like I said. So they get to go through their reading books, finding their spelling words, and that always makes them just bright-eyed and happy to find those things. And then as they are writing those words, they feel like they've already recognized them, which again gives a sense of this is not that hard. I want to say something about spelling class, and that is if you have a child who can't spell, whether they're in 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, even 6th grade, maybe even 7th and 8th, if you will actually put them back into 1st grade, that sounds crazy, but the 1st grade spelling list is words that each week, all the words have the same sounds and the same spelling. So at, bat, cat, that, flat. For For 19 weeks, it has that. Now, for an older student, they probably wouldn't have to take 19 weeks. They could maybe do two a week. And you might want to do it privately so nobody knows that they're in that first grade spelling class. I'm not sure how you could do that. You'd have to work that out. English is scattered in their mind. If they can't spell, it means the words are all scattered. It means that each word has its own spelling and doesn't really make sense to them. And so when you put them in the first grade with words that are all the same sound and spelling, the main portion of them, their mind makes a category or a file folder, really makes a file folder in a cabinet. And then it makes another file folder for the next set of words. And then it makes another file folder for the next set of words. Till finally they have 19 or 20 file folders. And at that point, their brain realizes that words can be categorized. When they see a new word, they say, oh, this is all subconscious, and it puts it into that category. And the spelling words don't have all the categories, but the brain learned, oh, I can make new categories. And so as they start reading, their brain starts categorizing words now into different spellings. And right when they're done with that first grade spelling list, they can always go into their current grade of where they should be able to spell. In my experience, that has happened to me every time. And so just an encouragement for how to teach your children how to spell.